Hello, everybody. I am Yolanda Marie. Okay, so we are going to read on the collective. Actually, I've already done the reading. Okay, I'm using tarot cards. The Arcturians are with us. This is where we're getting the messages from. And we're just going to get right into this. The purpose, theme, main goal, what is going on here is this Four of Wands. Okay, this Four of Wands energy. This is home, comfort, celebration, happiness, everything that makes sense in a happy environment. And the Arcturians are saying two paths will lead back to the whole eventually. The one path is going to merge with the other path when the other path is ready to meet it without resistance. So there's a huge resistance going on, and this is a very natural thing according to universal law, that there is going to be an opposite energy which opposes what is trying to happen, something that's trying to happen. But the higher the frequency, the harder it's going to be to oppose what is going on. So what we're doing is expanding our fields, consciously clearing the distortions, and creating these worlds, these microcosms, okay, these let's call them micro universes, let's call them micro situations, which bleed into each other, creating it really coming from these soul groups, largely, that come in together to do this. Okay, and just picture it all coming in together until the entire world is engulfed in this higher frequency energy. All right. So, but it starts with the microcosm and then later becomes the macrocosm. So this is what they're describing. This is one way to describe this. Okay. Keep in mind, there are many different ways to describe this. This doesn't mean that if somebody else says it a different way, that's wrong. All right. So what's really going on right now is there's a big search for clarity. I've already clarified these cards, speaking of clarity, with this home, but there's also going to be a success. This is success, this Ace of Swords, okay? And it's fast moving. With this Eight of Wands, it's an Eight of Clubs, all right? I love this illuminated tarot deck. It's really like a deck of cards almost, but they're using suits, but these are wands. And I don't know if you can see, but this bird is building this nest. And it's expanding its environment, okay? The Eight of Wands in a typical tarot deck is about synchronicity. And you see how these pieces are woven together so perfectly in this nest, but it's also about covering distance, expansion, fast movement. All right, so all of these energies are around this home situation. So where it has felt very slow, right? Because the Hermit is crossing that. So it's felt very slow. You've had to go inside. This is crossing this success of the home environment. Now, what does success mean? Okay, so we'll go back to, there was a situation where you felt pushed, pulled, baited, almost tested to really force you to decide to open your heart and really, really follow this path. You really have to want to expand your heart, right? And this has gone on for the past several months. And so finally, this is looking like it's going to be a little bit easier, okay? And it's going to have more synchronicity applied to it, all right? And these came out. This wasn't the general read, but just so this is going to apply specifically to some people, okay? What's been going on, this feeling of feeling left out, lost, feeling without, okay, not with support, perhaps, maybe financially, maybe whatever has to do with your physical situation. It can be support from others. Whatever this feeling was of being left out, there's a tower coming down that is going to force away whatever was clinging to you, okay, or whatever was in your environment that was keeping this in your field. Okay? All right, so know that this is coming down, and the tower represents something unforeseen, something that you maybe didn't predict, didn't see coming. It's a very good release, but it can feel very traumatic or dramatic. At the time, it can feel like that. It can also feel very good, like just a surprise, but a relief. Okay, to get rid of that. And the reason this is happening, what came out with it, is because this new cycle wants to begin. And in order for this new cycle, and this came out twice, the world came out twice in this reading, for that new cycle to begin, this tower, whatever it is, that is not in alignment with you, that wants to come down, has got to finish coming down. Okay, that's like another part of this larger story, getting to this comfort of being able to live with your heart open, where you're comfortable, where you're really being you. All right, the word comfortable is not really a dirty word. We think, oh, it's supposed to be hard and it's supposed to be this and that. Well, that is a creation of ours. It's not really supposed to be hard. It doesn't really have to be hard. Okay, and innately we understand that. And we are going for this happiness, right? Otherwise, we would just give up. We're going for this personal happiness, and we know that it is our mission as well. And we feel more in tune with ourselves, attuned with ourselves, okay? And well, when we are able to reflect that outward and also have the world feel that comfort and that happiness. So the world being those other representations of us, okay? All of you, me, all of us, we are all connected. This is part of what that means. And so, yeah, whatever this is, okay, that's coming, whatever this was, is being brought down. Okay, it needs to be brought down, is being brought down, and it's taken some time. It's been going on for a while, but these cards flew out, these three in particular, all together. And that's what they meant by that. Okay, that's got to come down. All right, and so what's crossing that Four of Wands is this Hermit. You've got to go inside in order to be able to make or choose the clear path, or for really the path to be revealed to you. Actually, because you've already chosen, okay, the details are the details, right? But they're going to bring themselves to you or appear to you, but it's just a little bit difficult. This is a possible obstacle, right? Because you really are ready to go for it. Now, this represents, you could say, the Ace of Wands, okay? This is, I believe, the Ace of Clubs, and it looks like courage, really. It looks like strength is really what this card looks like. But it's the Ace of Wands. This is passion. This is desire. This is a new beginning. And in this deck, this is having strength and really being able to passionately focus inside, though. Okay, inside with fervor, to be able to let this choice be revealed to you. Now, for some of you, this is meaning that there is a choice you need to make that you're not making, like a move that needs to be made that's not being made, okay? All right, so you might have to move on something that you're not really moving on. And the most likely outcome threw me for a loop at first. We had this Three of Swords come out, but then immediately release is what I'm hearing, okay? So what's happening right now in the collective, or what's going to happen, or maybe just happened, you know how time works, right? So depending on the individual, but overall, there has been this situation where there's been a lot of releasing of emotional wounds, but you have been being forced to revisit things and to allow things to come up for clearing. Okay, that's what a lot of this is for. This strength is needed for that. Okay. For things to come up for clearing, but it has to be done because, again, this world comes out again. It's ending the cycle of that, all right? There's a new cycle beginning, ending this particular repeating cycle of revisiting these certain deeply held wounds, all right? So you're literally coming out of the old into the new. And again, the Hermit, again, to clarify that Three of Swords, it's healing from the inside out. Nothing is going to come in, all right, and force that. The Tower is coming down. It doesn't mean people won't come to you and heal with you, though. That's not what that means. This will bring your soul family to you. It will, if that's what you desire. Okay. It's going to bring what you desire to you, actually. Okay. That's part of what's going on. Okay. Because this is the end result here. This is what is in your subconscious. This is what is operating behind the scenes in your field, is this expansion, this Three of Wands, this coming together with others, this making progress. This came out twice too. Progress is being made here. Okay. What they're saying for advice, or what do you need to do? Well, for one, there's progress being made with, and this is revisiting the old again, but it came out, this Three of Wands clarified it. So, bridges will be built, things will mend, expansion is going to happen. A lot of times this can represent business, purpose. This is in all areas in this reading, though. Okay, take it where it applies to you. This is in all areas because you need to embrace this. So instead of seeing the old, right? The old thing that was happening, the things that needed to come up to be seen, all right, needed to be purged so they can be healed. That's what was happening. Well, this is now where it's going, into freedom, into a new beginning, a new way to look at those things. Freedom, effortless freedom. So not needing to try so hard, go through all of these different stages. You'll just be able to be. Where does that apply again? You will be able to be, just relax and be within your home environment, within your comfort zone that consists of this new world that you're building. In other words, you'll be able to sit in the beautiful energy that you are expanding outward from you into the world, but that you're also bringing in as you drop these heavy layers of previous distortion that's been trained into all of us, programmed into all of us, these distorted versions of happiness or success or whatever that is, that's not real. What's going on with the collective, I think we covered just about everything, but really what's driving all of this is it's already being done. This is happening now. This is not a thing that's like, about to happen at some point and maybe we'll see it. And this is already in the works. Okay, this magician is you in your subconscious. You have garnered all of these tools. You have dropped so much, even though maybe you don't feel lighter just yet. You will. You are likely to feel much lighter. There is much progress being made. Okay. And the desire for progress is pushing all of this work, because this is work. It's going to be work, and it doesn't seem like it would be work, but it's actually work to let this actually go, because it feels familiar. We get real familiar and used to this situation of holding all of that pain. And then when it's gone, it feels almost like it needs a replacement. Okay, so the work is allowing yourself to be lighter and continuing to move into the expansion rather than backward. Okay, because this is where that's going. As it releases, the new cycle is coming in. Okay, so that is the message that came through, or the messages that came through. Again, there might be some specific situations that you can think about involving this tower. And when you focus into that now, the idea of this tower, it is a positive thing. Allow it. Allow whatever it is. Okay? Shore yourself up with this strength and this passion. This passion is knowing. Okay? When you're passionate about something, you know that's what you want, even if it's just in that moment, of course. And you can expand that moment outward into many, many moments. Okay? One long moment. But you know, this magician is you. That's what's driving this reading. The desire for expansion is driving this reading. The desire to make progress is driving this reading. But I'm also getting that the wheels are already turning. The wheel, even though it didn't stay on the board, as I like to call it, it did come out as I was shuffling. And that is basically it can be about karma, But in this case, it probably still is about balancing, right? But the wheels are already in motion. Things are already moving. All right. So from that perspective, you can relax. Okay. All right. So I love you so much, beautiful soul family. And I will talk to you again very soon. Namaste.